Nidus Breachcast, the world's first identity management app made exclusively for identity experts and product owners, is available in the iOS App Store now.
So I am here with Kay Chopard from Kantara Initiative. First of all, it's great to be here at Identity Week with you. What do you think thus far of the conference?
It has been a great conference for us, mostly from all the people we've had a chance to talk to. So I will confess, I haven't seen all of the sessions.
Sure, there's a lot.
Right, there is. And there's a whole lot of things to choose from. But I have to say, we've had so many terrific conversations, people that are interested in what Kantara Initiative does. And really having some in-depth conversations about what we offer, what we're trying to accomplish, I guess, especially because we are a nonprofit.
Exactly.
So we're a member organization, and we're really more of an industry group, meaning our focus is on digital identity. It's on the trusted use of data and of private data and all that kind of stuff. But it's really about, our whole program is built around trust. So we sort of there's two parts to the organization. One is the membership, and the membership works on a lot of up and coming initiatives. So by example, I have some cards over here about some of our work groups where the members come together around cutting edge issues. So we have one that's working on deepfakes and IDV, and frankly, lots of the biometrics people here are participating in Kantara on that, on deepfakes in particular, and trying to come up with first some white papers that sort of identify where are all the possibilities for issues, and then sort of how can we solve for that, and looking to see what Kantara could maybe do to support the industry. We have another one that's working on privacy enhancing mobile credentials, and obviously that's mobile driver's licenses, wallets, all that kind of thing. And we have organizations like the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, right? We're interested in this topic.
Sure.
And we're trying to figure out, looking at the landscape, because there's a whole lot of things happening when it comes to e-wallets, and what are the things that we want to make sure that industry looks at that is privacy enhancing, that keeps that private data private, and how we go about that. We have a group that's working on equity and accessibility issues, and so our focus. I don't know if you've heard, I'm also a volunteer in the Women in Identity organization, and they're very focused, obviously, on those issues too. At Kantara, we're focused on that really from the marketplace. So are companies investing in equity and accessibility? Is this important to them or not? And what we're finding is we're being asked, and we're sort of partnering with our federal government partners to figure out, are there some metrics that we could put into place for companies to be able to have an assessment of, are their solutions equitable? Are they accessible? And that means not just gender, race, ethnicity, that means disabilities, that means a lot of other types of areas where it can be hard to access digital identity. So that's kind of one half of the organization. The other half is we actually are a certification body, and in the US, we do certifications against the NIST Digital Identity Guidelines, which are 863. And so we have auditors, and we have a full-blown certification program, and we offer that to companies who would like to have a third-party audit of their credential services, whatever kind of solutions they may use. We are, as a nonprofit, we are technology agnostic. So all we're looking at is, do you meet the NIST standards? And that's really become even more critical this summer, because the General Services Administration, GSA, has actually just opened up what's called the Special Item Number Schedule. For short, it's called the SIN schedule. And that schedule is specifically for companies whose credential services have been certified by Kantara and have gone through our process where we, as third-party conformance testing organization, can say, yes, this service. So we're not actually certifying companies, we're certifying their solutions, that they meet the NIST guidelines. And the GSA has approved what we do, they like what we do, and they've actually named us because we're not a government entity and we don't have a contract with the government. But they're telling federal and state government agencies, if you're looking for credential services, look on the Kantara certified list, because you can have confidence that their auditors have done a good job making sure they comply with the NIST standards. So,
wow. I appreciate breaking that all down. Kantara might be the only nonprofit here, I'm not positive, but walking around, you do see government agencies, you do see all different types of vendors. Right. I think you're certainly the first nonprofit I've spoken to since being here.
Yeah, now that you say that, I haven't seen any other nonprofits here, so I don't know.
I don't think there are a lot in the identity management space.
Well, I think there probably aren't. And there have been some, like recently there was the Open Identity Exchange, OIX, which was a nonprofit based in the UK, but they had to close their doors. And there are some others where I don't think they have a table. I don't think...
Sure.
We sort of offer multiple things in the digital identity, and a lot of the others have a very specific thing, that they do. And ours is a little broader, and frankly, like the deepfakes work group that we've got going, that got started because we had people from the marketplace say, we need to work on this, and this is a real problem. And we're kind of a safe space because we are agnostic in that way, and we are more neutral, put it that way. I think that's why GSA looked to us, because they see us as a neutral kind of provider, and we're not selling something exactly. In fact, when GSA said we want to create this special schedule, I didn't even know what it was.
Sure.
I was like, okay, what do you need from me, And then come to find out, a lot of companies have come to us today because they're like, we want to get on the GSA schedule because that's how we're going to get business, right? Which is terrific. And I feel like for us, we're able to support both good government as well as good solutions in the field, So it's kind of a win-win. And that's the nice thing about being a nonprofit. We're trying to make the world a better place, especially when it comes to digital identity. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to do this and to support the industry and the community.
Deepfakes in the last year alone have gotten so advanced. We've seen recent news stories we've covered where multi-million dollar companies are on Zoom calls with someone they assume is a real human, and they end up giving bank account information. Yeah. This is all brand new.
Yes. Well, it's so funny you would say that. So a lot of competitors are actually in our work group. I don't know if I'm allowed to name them, but many of them are here at this conference. They're part of our work group. In fact, tomorrow at the conference, we're doing a roundtable. The chair of the group is Denny Purview, who is, I don't know if you know Denny, he's with the Royal Bank of Canada, he's the chair. The vice chair is Jay Myers, who's with FaceTech. We have a sort of a technical marketing type of writer for a lot of the materials we're doing, Maxine Most. She's also here at the conference. They're all here. They're going to be leading a discussion to kind of talk about it. There are others, but what you just said, so we everything we do is virtual pretty much, right? We have Zoom meetings for all these work groups. So talking about what you just said, the deepfakes group had a Zoom meeting, and one of the members said, I'm going to bring a deep fake. And the deep fake looked like one of the people in the group.
Sure.
Right? And it was unbelievable. Of course, when I heard they were doing that, I got on the call. I was like, well, I have to see this, right? So cool and so frightening all at the same time.
Very much.
But
because you and I are a little bit more knowledgeable than the average person, but you put my parents on a Zoom call, they're going to be fools.
They don't have a clue. And it was amazing. And he kind of talked to us about, how do you make this deep fake? And what do you do to make the deep fake even more real, right? And then we got to see it in real time. It was really just wild.
It's incredible.
So we have, I don't know, a dozen people on the call, and we know that this one person that looks like they're participating is actually a fake.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's amazing. So where can people learn more about Kantara?
Well, probably the best place is to go to our website, which is KantaraInitiative.org. I know Kantara is probably a strange word. Apparently, back in the day when the organization was formed, long before me, in Swahili it means rainbow bridge.
Okay.
So we're trying to be a bridge for all, like I've kind of described
Sure,
before,
sure.
right? The industry, the community, government, all of the different partners. So Kantara is Kantara Initiative.org. That's the best place. We're also on LinkedIn. And you can actually connect with me
Sure.
on LinkedIn, Kay Chopard. And those are probably the best places to find us. And of course, if you come to conferences like this, come to our table.
Yes.
We would love to talk more.
Identiverse next year, maybe?
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
Great.
We always have a table at Identiverse, and we come to all the Identity Weeks. They're very good to us. So
Yes.
we were at Identity Week Europe. We're here, and next month we'll be at Identity Week Asia as well.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for breaking all this down and explaining it all for our audience. Really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate you asking. It was a pleasure to talk with you, and I'm
Absolutely.
really grateful.
As always, guys, follow us wherever you're listening or watching. We also are on LinkedIn. We're everywhere. On Instagram, TikTok, at NidusIAM. Thank you so much.
Nidus has just created the first iOS app made exclusively for identity management professionals. It's called Nidus Breachcast, and you can download it now. It's amazing. We have real-time updates of all the latest breaches that are occurring, CVEs as they come out real-time, really pertaining just to identity management. We have media that's going on this podcast. We're going to be bringing in a lot more others as well. And we even have a complete vendor list of all the identity management vendors and all their products, so you can find out exactly where to download their software, all the documentation. And what's even more awesome is an identity management glossary. All those crazy words and acronyms that we can never remember, they're all listed in there for you. No ads, just pure information to make your life simple.